With its stylish goods and widespread impact, Apple Inc. is a modern-day shining example of technical innovation. Apple's story, from its modest garage origins to its current trillion-dollar position, is a tribute to the strength of foresight, tenacity, and the occasional dispute. The mysterious Steve Jobs was the driving force behind Apple's ascent to fame. His magnetic personality and forward-thinking direction made the business a household name. Jobs transformed the technology industry and the way people interact with electronics with his groundbreaking innovations, like as the Macintosh and the iPhone. But once Jobs passed away in 2011, Apple found itself in a difficult position, with many wondering how the business would continue to be inventive in the absence of its inspirational leader. The difficult task of leading Apple into the future while maintaining its tradition of excellence fell to Jobs' successor, Tim Cook. Apple saw unheard-of growth and financial success under Cook's direction, but some detractors contend that the company's emphasis on profitability has occasionally come at the expense of innovation and customer happiness. The controversial decision to remove iPhone chargers from product boxes, apparently for environmental reasons, sparked controversy. Although Apple presented this action as a step toward sustainability, some saw it as a calculated move to enhance accessory sales and profits. The move exposed the conflict between Apple's environmental rhetoric and its commercial goals, and sparked outrage from both environmental advocates and customers.
Earlier today, the Department of Justice, joined by 15 states and the District of Columbia, sued Apple in the U.S. District Court for the District of New Jersey for violating Section 2 of the Sherman Antitrust Act. Over the last 2 decades, Apple has become one of the most valuable public companies in the world. Today, its net income exceeds the individual gross domestic product of more than 100 countries. That is in large part due to the success of the iPhone, Apple's signature smartphone product. For over a decade, iPhone sales have made up a majority of Apple's annual revenue. Today, Apple's share of the U.S. performance smartphone market exceeds 70%, and its share of the entire U.S. smartphone market exceeds 65%. Apple charges as much as nearly $1,600 for an iPhone. But as our complaint alleges, Apple has maintained monopoly power in the smartphone market not simply by staying ahead of the competition on the merits, but by violating federal antitrust law. Consumers should not have to pay higher prices because companies break the law. We allege that Apple has employed a strategy that relies on exclusionary, anti-competitive conduct that hurts both consumers and developers. For consumers, that has meant fewer choices, higher prices and fees, lower quality smartphones, apps, and accessories, and less innovation from Apple and its competitors. For developers, that has meant being forced to play by rules that insulate Apple from competition. And as outlined in our complaint, we allege that Apple has consolidated its monopoly power not by making its own products better, but by making other products worse.
More importantly, both consumers and independent repair businesses have criticized Apple for its strict repair guidelines. Apple essentially monopolizes the repair market, driving up prices and inhibiting competition by strictly regulating repairs and restricting options to licensed service providers. This strategy casts doubt on Apple's commitment to accountability and openness, in addition to undermining consumer choice. It looks like Apple is forced to balance its profit-driven goals with its moral duties to the environment and its customers, and this puts the company in a difficult position. In order to restore public confidence and solidify its standing as a frontrunner in innovation, Apple needs to put an emphasis on openness, responsibility, and moral business conduct. Apple can forge a future that embraces a more ecological and socially conscious future while respecting its history by taking on these obstacles head-on. Stay tuned for more thrilling content coming your way. Be sure to share your thought in comments, hit that subscribe button, and give us a thumbs up if you're eager for part 2.